Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm back with some more Throne and Liberty, and in today's video I decided to finally update you guys and girls with the Magic Ranger build that I did a few months ago. I've been getting a lot of comments, people asking me, can I do an updated version, because the one that I did do, like I said, a few months back now is obviously outdated, and that was a beginner's guide basically. So since then, what I was saying, because we had this huge update on the servers in Korea with the new skill specializations and the hyperboost servers and lots of other content, I was saying to people, just give me a few weeks, let me deep dive into it, let me get a feel for the new abilities, the new specializations, and then of course I said I will do a video to update you guys and girls with the new build that I'm rocking, the gear that I'm rocking, and also the gear that I want, like the full BIS gear that I don't fully have right this second, but what I'm going to be working towards obviously on the global version, because I've got plenty of content to be doing videos on. In the next week or so, we're going to be getting the expansion, if you like, the brand new region, Talandre, Tolland is going to be opening up. There's going to be plenty of content for me to do videos for you. There's going to be new bosses, new items, new gear, new dungeons, so much stuff that I need to cover. So yeah, so anyway, before we get into this, like, share and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. What are your thoughts? What weapon combinations are you going to be going for? This is my Staff and Longbow build, so let's jump into it. Right, so here we are. This is the Staff and Longbow build. This is the Magic Ranger build, as I've called it. I'm going to show you obviously what weapons I'm using. You can see the stats that I've got currently. This is a PvE stat setup. And then you can see obviously the gear that I've got. Now, I'm going to basically tell you to ignore the traits that I have on the gear, because I'm not going to, basically, I'm not hard farming traits on the hyper boost server, but I'm going to pin in the comment section down below my quest log, a link to my quest log, which will show you the exact traits that I'm going to be going for the BIS setup, the tier 2 BIS setup for this build of mine in the global version. So ignore the traits like I said, but I'm going to show you what I've got anyway. So for the staff, we have the 2-blex staff. There shouldn't be any surprises there. The reason for that, you might ask, why not a tier 2 staff? The reason is quite simple. Basically, the tier 2 staffs aren't really that good. And because this is a long range, full range build, I want to be playing this at like maximum range. So it makes no sense to not use this one, because we get range 20% extra range, we get 10 dexterity. Now the traits on my staff is exactly what I'm going to be going for. We've got critical hit, heavy attack chance, and then hit. And then for the bow, we're using the tier 2 bow, the Moonlight bowstring, purely for the fact that, again, it gives us 11% range. We get 9 strength and 9 perception. I've got heavy attack chance on there. Obviously, I want to have crit and hit on there as well. You can also see I do have a rune synergy. It's giving me 2 strength. Ignore the critical hit damage reduction. This isn't the perfect synergy that I want, but like I said, it is what it is. It's what I've got right now. But when you look at the quest log, I've put exactly what I want, you know, the BIS ideal setup. And then the stats, I've got 53, 53, 30 and 30. This is basically what I'm using for PvE. When I go to PvP, I basically lower my wisdom. I put this to 50 and I put this to 50, and then I make my dexterity go, my perception go as high as it can, whilst retaining 50-50 here. So yeah, basically you want more hit. So I want as much crit as I can and as much hit as I can when we're in PvP. Now the gear, I'm wearing the 4-piece wing set, because in my opinion, for a long range build, there's nothing better in my opinion, because you get the extra critical hit. It's just pure crit, tons of crit with the 4-piece winged. And then I'm using the Wraith's Knight chest piece. So I have the winged hood. You get 4 strength, 5 dexterity. I've got maximum max health on there as well, and then I've got ranged endurance. But like I said, don't worry about the traits on the gear. For the cloak, this is a I use this mainly for PvE. we've got the critical hit, mana regen, and cooldown speed. Now what I do want, I want the ranged cloak, which you get from Carmine Rage Island, which is a tier 2 dungeon. I haven't been able to get it yet, but that's the cloak that I'm trying to get. Like I said, it's on my quest log. You'll be able to see that. That is for, I'll wear that for PvP, so I can get that extra range, because currently I'm sitting at 25 meters, but obviously add the cloak into it and I'll be able to bump that up. So that's really, really good. Like I said, for the chest piece, we're in the Wraith's Knight because we get strength out of this, and then we also get heavy attack chance and we get max health. Then for the winged gloves, because we get attack speed, dexterity, and wisdom. And range is again a must. I've put the range trait on the gloves. That is without fail exactly what I want. And when in global as well, I'll be putting range on there. Then we've got the winged pants because it gives us dex, hit, and we get bind resistance. Then we have the winged boots. Gives us a nice movement speed. It gives us hit and magic evasion. Not too bothered about that, but it's there. Then we have the Abyss Conqueror's Necklace. Gives us strength, perception, and mana regen. Then we have the Spectre's Frost Bracers. It gives us dexterity, mana regen, and range evasion. I currently have the Eternal Ring of Dimension. Gives me movement speed, strength, and dexterity. Ideally, I want to swap this out for the Trans Ring. I don't have that right now. It's very, very hard to get. I've been doing a bit of Gamba and I haven't been very lucky to get it, but that would be my ideal for the BIS setup. I want that ring. And then I've got the Insightful Ring of Dimension again because it gives me more range. And then I have Wisdom and Perception on this ring. And then at the moment I'm wearing the Butcher's Belt. It gives me health, damage reduction, and weaken resistance, but I don't want this belt. I've forgotten the name for some reason. My brain's gone blank, but I'll put a picture up. I'll put a picture of it up right now for you to see. This is the belt that I want to have for the BIS setup. So yeah. So like I said, everything here is basically everything that I want. Just remove this ring and swap this belt out, and then it would be perfect. And then obviously I need to have the full traits. And then you have to go through the RNG to get the BIS rune setup. So that is long term, that's end game. That's not going to be happening immediately unless you're going to be either very, very lucky or you're going to be putting obviously some money into the game. And then for the skills for PvE, these are the passives that I've got. You can see this is self-explanatory. More burning stacks. This gives me more health and more mana. This gives me more mana regen. This gives me more damage. It fires out more orbs. This reduces mana cost and also does skill damage boost. This will give me attack speed, and also my hit will go up. This does ranged endurance for melee magic. Sorry, not ranged melee and magic endurance. And then this again gives you more projectile. Well, it's a chance for more projectiles. And then skill wise, we're using Fireball, Inferno Wave, Chain Thunder, Judgment Lightning, Fireball Barrage, Inner Peace, Ice Bombardment, Sephir's Knock, Strafing, Deadly Marker, Nature's Blessing, and then we're using the Meteor. So the specializations for this will be for Sephir's Knock, more damage. For Strafing, able to move. Nature's Blessing, it gives me more healing and health regen. And then that is it here for the PvE for my longbow. Now for the staff, this is a must for Fireball. Able to move, extra range, projectile speed increase, and instant, so no casting time. You have to have this in my opinion. Infernal Wave, consecutive use, so basically gives me 50% chance to get another proc. More burning stacks for more damage. Then I've turned this to Chain Thunder because it gives you an AoE radius of 3 meters of damage, and it deals damage to everybody, every enemy in that radius. Then we have the guaranteed damage transfer, and then the chain damage to not lose damage when it gets mitigated, basically. Inner Peace, what I have here for is the immune to CC, gives me a little shield for a little time, and then effect duration is up. And then for the Judgment Lightning, again, the same thing as Chain. We've got the guaranteed damage transfer and then chain damage. Then for Meteor, I've turned it into Hellfire Rain because it drops 12 small meteors and does obviously a lot of damage. Now, if we go to the PvP setup, the only differences on the passives is I have the silence duration. That's a must for PvP. And then I have the Frost Master because that does movement speed. It makes their movement speed better duration when I slow down the enemies. And then this one here, Devoted Shield. If you're using a longbow, whether it's a longbow dagger, longbow crossbow, or longbow with a staff, for PvP, you need to have this. You're trolling yourself if you're not using this because it gives you a shield which gives you an extra 3000 HP. It's only for 3 seconds, but those 3 seconds, trust me, that can be enough for someone in your team to pill for you, or for your healer in your team to come and heal you and save your life, or just for you to be able to just perfect dodge and get away. You know what I mean? So yeah. Skills wise, the only thing that's changed here is I've added the ensnaring arrow so that I can obviously bind the enemy. I've also added decisive sniping for that big damage. I've added tornado, which is one of the new skills I'll show you in a second. And then we have flash arrow because so many people are using daggers in PvP, and obviously when they go stealth, the flash arrow is going to get them out of that stealth if I can find them. And then I use the victorious energy because it gives me magic, melee and range hit by 400, and also it buffs my evasion by 400 as well for 12 seconds. So the specializations are for decisive sniping, able to move and collection time. So when affected by whirlpool, the maximum collection status increases by 20%. So this just helps with, with damage and being able to move, obviously. And then this is, like I said, this is basically vortex, and then you add tornado. So it turns it from vortex into tornado, which is exactly what it says. It's a huge tornado, which lifts up the enemies. And then when they're in the air, I can basically rain down lightning bolt on them, fireballs, you name it. I can do decisive sniping whilst they're in the air. It's a lot of fun. And then for the flash arrow, I've extended the range, the effect duration, and I also added blind. This is huge because it basically lowers their accuracy by 300 for 6 seconds, which is absolutely huge in PvP. Fireball is exactly the same. I've got Chain Thunder, exactly the same. Now I have Icebound Tomb for PvP because this is huge, because the old Icebound Tomb, if you don't add this, it would just completely freeze the enemy and you can't attack them, but they also can't attack you. But when you change it to bind, it literally, like it says, it binds them in place, it roots them in place, but you can still attack them. And then we have the Icy Mire because then that does damage, and it also has a chance to really slow the enemy down, which is why I said to you that I have this as well, because then it slows them down even more, so then they can't get away. And then I use the victorious energy, and the reason for that is, like I said, it increases your magic, melee and range hit, and also the melee and range and magic evasion as well. I've done more base damage, so it goes up by an extra 45, and then also you can see here the victorious energy. So that's what I'm using basically. So yeah, that's really going to be it. We do have, like I said, the huge update coming very, very soon. Another huge update. Call it an expansion if you like. There's going to be even more changes to the game, more equipment and more gear. So what I will do is, before global starts, I will obviously check out the new content, bring you all of the videos and updates to that, and then I will also give you another video just updating you once more with any of the changes. If I make any changes to my build from now till, before global, I'll of course bring you one more video just to update you guys and girls. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. See you soon. Peace.